Christian and JT are out.
Last game you were able to sort of have Alfie match up with a kind of non-shooter. Tonight, is that a greater test of maybe his development defensively? They run a lot of pick and roll and have a lot of room coming.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for him as far as adjusting the depth of his pick and roll coverage, and he's going to be defending a lot of them. So it'll be a good test for him against one of the best pick and roll players in the world.
Well, he changed it up a little bit with Ja, but that was a good defensive night against pick and roll. Is that kind of the way this defense is evolving, to defend it the way you did that night?
Yeah, I mean, if we can lessen our help and kind of deal with it 2-on-2 with the guys involved in the pick and roll, that helps everybody. It lessens the amount of closeouts you have to do. It lessens the rotations. It lessens the threes, hopefully, that teams are going to get up against us. So, if we can kind of do it how we did it against Memphis and continue that would be great.
He posted up in the last two games and any other games this season. Is that more a result of him getting more minutes, or is that a focus of the offense, or is he just making himself more available?
Probably all three. Yeah, he's getting more minutes, so he's getting more post-ups. We're calling a few more plays, especially after timeouts, trying to get him the ball in the post. That's depending on who's guarding him. And then, if he has a mismatch, if he's going to run down the floor and beat people down the floor, a lot of times he'll have a mismatch. So he'll take that post up and the guys aren't afraid to throw it to him because they know first thing he's looking for is to give it back to one of his teammates. And that's a great aspect of post play, is not just the scoring, but the passing you can make out of the post.
We talked about this once before, but after the way Alfie and Josh and Jalen played on Wednesday, how do you preach consistency to get them on that level, but at the same time not putting too much pressure on them?
Yeah, it's funny because that was the word I had on the board this morning, was consistency, and making sure that you don't get so high for the Laker game and then, not play to the same level. It's not even the scoring or the winning or any of that. It's the level that you play at. It's the energy that you bring to the game. It's the approach that you bring to the game. And finding that consistency is huge for young guys, and it's huge for success in the NBA. You have to have that consistency as far as your consistency of play, consistency of preparation, and also just like your emotional consistency in an 82-game season.
What's different about how Jalen is navigating pick and rolls offensively as the primary or as the ball handler compared to earlier this season, and how he's finding success in that?
He's reading more. He's reading the defense more. Before, he wasn't necessarily reading the defense and just kind of going. And now he is coming up and reading. Are they dropping back? Are they up? Are they switching? Are they going under? All of those different reads that you learn through experience, you learn through watching film, you learn through drill work, you learn in so many different ways. So early in the season he was just kind of like going, and now he is scanning and reading and evaluating how he's being played.
You talked earlier about the emotional consistency. Is that something that rookies just have to kind of learn and go through, just like any other skill that they're learning?
Yeah, it is. It is. I try to be super even keel for them because that modeling is important, I think. And if I'm, way up here when we win a game and way down here when we lose a game, then the team kind of would follow to me. So it's after the last game, you can't help but be happy and understand how much fun it was and excited. But now it's on to the next challenge. And like I said, in this 82 games marathon, you can't have those emotional highs and lows. It'll just burn yourself out.
Today's 2 years to the day since the league shut down for a little while.
Oh, wow.
What was where were you while you were
I was working for the Mavs, and we were playing Denver that night. And before the game, we had heard that, there's talk of, this virus or whatever, but no chance that anything crazy would happen. And then at halftime, we come out at halftime, and during the game, during one of the timeouts, someone comes up to the little coaches huddle, is like, the season's been paused or canceled or whatever words they used. And, Mark Cuban was sitting over on the side like, what is going on? And I forget who we were talking about, but we were just going to since we didn't have any more guys, since we, had the lineup that we had in the game, and it was the third quarter, and we didn't have a game coming up at all. We were like, we're just going to let these guys ride and play the rest of the game basically and not sub because we knew we didn't have to worry about rest coming up. So we found out, and then that was crazy. That was crazy. I think we were one of the last games to be played. It was, us against Denver, and then maybe someone after us, or maybe not. Maybe that was it. Yeah.
And we've all seen the video of Scott showing Cuban's phone and throwing himself back. And that's like 2 feet from where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Did you see that whole interaction?
No, I didn't see it. I was paying attention to the game, but, so many different thoughts go through your head at that point. It's like, what is going on in the world right now? And you never in a million years would have thought that something like that would happen. And now here we are 2 years later, still masked up, still, dealing with all of the coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff, and it's changed a lot. It's crazy.
We'll take you on Zoom.
Hey, Steven, good to see you again. You obviously have seen most of this group that the Mavs have up close. How surprising is it to you the way they have become a pretty good defensive team at times, particularly guarding the long ball?
Yeah, well, they play a bunch of two-way players, and the additions that they've had and the depth that they've acquired has been really smart as far as keeping the offensive part and adding to the defensive part. And when you go through playoff series like they've been through the last couple of years, where last year is Game 7 against the Clippers, and then the year before is the Clippers again, you understand that the defensive part is so important when it comes to being a successful playoff team. So, to get the buy-in from the players is a little bit easier after you've had those moments, those playoff moments. But then, I think J. Kidd has come in and done a very good job as far as making sure that these guys are, playing defense, and really they're such an active team, and having Dwight Powell in the middle, such a smart guy, and the other guys around him are smart as well, but also kind of two-way players and dependent on Luka on the offensive end, not even how it used to be where Luka had the ball all the time. Now they have Dinwiddie and they have Jalen Brunson who handles it as well. So their balance is and depth has helped them since I was there.
Steven, since Dennis is listed as questionable, is there an update on him?
He's playing.
Thank you.
No problem.